Welcome to Well Read, and if you're looking for production value, you've come to the wrong place. This series here has been inspired by Classic Gaming Quarterly. He does a Let's Read series of video game magazines, and they're really good stuff. I highly recommend them, so I figured I'd take it upon myself to put out more. I'm going to start here with official Xbox magazine number 60, August 2006. I figured I'd go with Halo. I was and am a big Xbox guy. I went the Xbox route. I went 360, Xbox One. I didn't have like the Wii, Wii U, PlayStation 2, 3, or 4. But yeah, in the last 3 years or so, I've started buying other systems like the Switch and PlayStation 3. I just got one of those several months ago, and a Wii U. But anyway, this guy, Master Chief, he was the one responsible for me taking the Xbox route. So why not start on the 16-page exclusive for Halo 3 issue? As the official Xbox magazine, they always came with playable demos. This right here is the playable demo for this magazine. I never normally put them in or check them out, but I figured I would for this read-through or whatever. And on the side here, it shows all the different things here that are in on this demo here. And the thing that's kind of weird about this is, on this disc, play 3 amazing Xbox 360 demos. But it doesn't make it clear which one are the demos. But since I did put it in, I know which ones they are. It's Lost Planet, Perfect Dark Zero, and 2006 FIFA World Cup. A lot of these other things are just features or trailers, maybe. I didn't really look at everything. But the one thing here, it says Dead or Alive Extreme 2. Now that is a filthy rotten lie. That is not on this disc. At least I couldn't find it, and there wasn't a lot of places for it to hide. I don't know if demo discs have unlockables, but I could not find that. So here on the cover, I already talked about I already mentioned the 16-page exclusive. But also we have the 10 games you must own in the coming year, plus one you'd never expect. And 55 of the hottest games previewed. Gears of War, DOA Extreme 2, Mass Effect, and Fable 2. Gears of War, Mass Effect, and DOA are 3 of my all-time favorite series to go along with Halo. So, sounds like a pretty good issue to start with. At least for me. Perfect Dark Zero. I haven't played this that much. I was on Game Pass when I tried it. I don't know. I can't remember what happened. It was like one of the first mission or something. I just couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do, or I can't remember. The thing is, I just gave up pretty quickly on that game. But I ended up buying it from my work for like under $10, a physical copy, and then as well, I just recently bought the digital version of Rare Replay, so that was included as well. I believe Perfect Dark Zero is a prequel to Perfect Dark, which Perfect Dark was an awesome game. I love playing that on the N64. The one thing though, I'm not going to criticize this character design. I actually like it, but you know, if you throw up the image of her design from Perfect Dark, yeah, it's, you know, different generation of character design, and you know, you got different hairstyles, but they just look like different people. They don't look like the same person. So this is, I guess, her in her more rebellious youth, maybe, I don't know, but they just don't look like the same character. And this one takes place in the futuristic world of 2020. Corporations control everything with one exception. What's the exception? Is it her? Is she the exception? I guess we'll just assume she's the exception. So here's the message center. This is like where people send in letters. A lot of different other magazines I think they normally have them at the back. I think at least Nintendo Power does, or EGM. I could be wrong. But yeah, here's a kind of an interesting letter here. It's from a veterinarian technician, and she was doing research, or Casey, could be a guy or a girl's name, I'm not sure. And they came across the term cryptosporidium, which is some sort of parasite, I believe, or disease. And yeah, apparently, like I've played like maybe half an hour of this game, Destroy All Humans. I still have to. I have it. I just haven't got around to beating it. I've had it for like 20 years. I'm sure I'll get around to it soon. Um, but yeah, the main character's name is Crypto Sporidium 137, and apparently all the characters or the Furons in the game, the aliens, they're all named after diseases and stuff like that. Somebody here got a tattoo from Oblivion. Fear. That game, I played that game in college. I'm not much into survival horrors, or I guess that's not really a survival horror, but it's just a general horror game. And I can't remember why I was into that one. I think there was just some sort of neat gimmick, like slowing time down or something. Maybe I'm confusing it with Bulletstorm, but anyway, I'm not good with like creepy games and stuff like that, so I had to play this game with the volume all the way down and put on some music. But there was one scene that the only thing I really remember about the whole game was I was on this platform or something, and there was a ladder I had to climb down. And as my character's climbing down the ladder, he's turning around. All of a sudden, you see this girl's feet, or like the bottom of her legs, right in front of your face, and I'm like, okay. And so I just slowly keep going down the ladder, and I look up at her, and she's just looking at me, and I'm just making sure she's not doing anything. I get to the bottom of the ladder, I'm like, okay, whew. And then I turn left, and bam, there she is again, and she like jumps at me. It was the only real scare I remember of the game. It got me pretty good, like tricked me pretty good. But other than that, I don't really remember much about the game. I do have Fear 2, which I again played 20 minutes, half an hour of. But I will beat it someday. So here is a screenshot from Mercenaries 2. This is Mercenaries 2, the PS3 shot shown. We see a 360 in its future. Because yeah, down here there's a letter here. Concerned that the Mercenaries 2 won't be coming out for the 360. But in case anyone's wondering, it did come out for the 360. Yeah, I did beat that game. But I just, I don't know. I don't remember having as much fun as I did with the original Mercenaries for the Xbox. Or what do they call it? I think it was maybe OXM used to call it, referred to it as Grand Theft Auto Korea. And yeah, that was one game that I played over and over again. Like, there's not a lot of games that I play over and over again after beating it, but the first one was. I played through that a few times, I believe. That one was a ton of fun. I don't remember having as much fun at all with this one. Not saying it was a bad game. It didn't hook me like the first one. So here we come to one of the cover stories, 360 Days of Gaming Bliss. Why the next year of Xbox gaming will rock, and the screenshots to prove it. Well, as long as they have the proof. Aha! Number 10. Dead or Alive Extreme 2. Yeah, I like the Extreme games. And it wasn't until kind of looking through this article here. I mean, I was aware back in the day that they renamed the series from Dead or Alive Volleyball to Extreme 2. And I guess just that way they could make it focus more than just on the volleyball. But like, that's this thing when I'm looking through the articles here. The captions and stuff. It says volleyball's back, but it plays a smaller role this time. And you hear jet skiing's actually the focus of this DOA Extreme. And I found that very bizarre because I have played this game quite a bit over the years, and I thought the volleyball was still the main focus. I do like to do the jet skiing, but I mostly play the volleyball. And because that's the thing, I was just checking it out again to see some of this stuff. And yeah, because really, when you go through all the different areas of the island you can go to, most of them are for like volleyball, different settings for volleyball. And I think there's only the marina to do jet skiing. There might be a second one, I can't remember. And that's the thing, I didn't focus a lot when I played this game on the mini games because it just seemed a little pointless, like the tug of war and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't until I reread this article that I even found out that about the water slide. I didn't even know that was a thing. So yeah, I popped it in and I went to I had to figure out how do you unlock these things. I've seen the tickets in the I believe it was the sports shop store before. I just never didn't know what they did and I never looked into it. I didn't want to spend the money on them because I didn't know what they did and I just was more focused on the volleyball. So yeah, I tried out the water slide and it is pretty tricky. I mean, maybe once you know what to expect, it's a little easier. But like the thing is, when I first started it the first time, you come flying out of the gate on that thing, and I shot right over the edge of the pipe. They give you very little warning, and you go so fast that you just fly over it. So the second time I was prepared for it, and I slowed down. I just did as much as I could slow because you pull down on the joystick, and it slows you down. But then you get to this one point where you start to like you go up, like you're upside down. So if you're not going fast enough, gravity pulls you down, and that's the end of your ride. Oh yeah, here it is. So yeah, they mention jet skiing, tug of war, water slides, but they left out butt battle. So yeah, this interview here is with Team Ninja's enigmatic head honcho Tomonobu Itagaki. And so here he's going on to comment on some other things that fans were looking for, different mini games like winter skiing and tennis. And he's like, but why would we do that sorry, there's some glare. Why would we do that if the girls can't be in bikinis? Who says they can't be in bikinis? It's just tennis. It's just winter skiing. You know what? Because the thing was, I was testing it out the other day, and I was playing as Kokoro, and she was on rollerblades. It's like, yeah, why isn't there a rollerblade thing, like doing half pipe or skateboarding? You can do that in a bikini. You can do anything in a bikini. See, there's a reference here where he's like, in a way, that's why I think the Konami's approach to the girly game genre failed. I don't know if they're referring to Rumble Roses. I think, as far as I know, I think that's the only thing they had. It does bring up a point of why aren't there more fighting games series that do like beach volleyball? You could do Soul Calibur. Like, I mean, look at Ivy. She's already dressed for the beach. Maybe Killer Instinct, Street Fighter, Tekken. Yeah, I just don't understand. Every game series, especially fighting game series, should have a beach volleyball game where the girls run around in bikinis. And then over here they have a little 5 Xbox 360 trends for the next 360 days. This one here says the disappearance of health packs, aka the Halo effect. More and more games are turning to the duck behind cover, wait a few seconds, and you'll be fine school of video game medicine. Call of Duty 2 and 3, Gears of War, Splinter Cell, Double Agent are just a few graduates from the program. And yeah, I do remember back in the day once Halo started doing it. I don't know if they were the first, but I started to notice after I played it that a lot of first-person shooters and, well, I guess not even first-person, but other shooter games like that started doing the forget health packs, just get cover and you'll heal. Number 9, Contra. Never played it, and in fact, I think the only game in the whole Contra series I've ever played was Hardcore Rising, and that was a free Games with Gold game on Xbox, and that one was decent. I liked it. It kind of sucks. Like you keep starting at the beginning when you like run out of lives or something, but you can keep upgrading your character with the points or money you make, so then you can keep getting stronger so that you can get further and further. Or you could just be really good at the game and not need to worry about that stuff, but I'm not at that point. Overlord, I've got that one and the sequel. Barely played any of them. And that's the thing you'll hear a lot is me saying, oh, I have this game, but I've barely played any of it. Enchanted Arms. I've wanted to get that game for a really long time. And I saw it at the store I work at for I think it was like $5, and I was tempted to get it. But then I read some reviews, and it seemed really mediocre, and I don't know, I got such a huge backlog of games already. But, $5. There's Sphere again. I haven't played any of the other ones here. I wouldn't mind trying Blue Dragon. Justice League Heroes is probably not very good, but I wouldn't mind trying that. This one too, I don't really know what the deal with this, but it does. I don't know. It feels like you're being the bad guys. I don't really like playing games for the bad guy, but um, I don't know. Maybe it's a game I'll give a shot sometime. Number 4. Okay, did we miss? What was it? 8 to 5? Nope. Go 10, 9, and 4. Another game I own. Played maybe half an hour of it. I have 2 and 3 as well. I will get around to it someday. Time Shift. A guy at work showed me this game, and it's like you can like freeze time or something, and he kept freezing time and then taking the weapons from his enemies, and then when he'd unfreeze time, they'd be like, "Huh? Where'd my weapon go?" And then they'd like put up their hands and surrender and stuff. I think we're selling that for like $5 at the store too, so I might pick that up. Live Arcade Bonanza. We got one of the many versions of Street Fighter II, and this is the hyper fighting version. Of course, we have the intense rivalry of Guile versus Guile. I was pretty sure there were more characters in Street Fighter II than that, but maybe hyper fighting only has the palette swaps of Guile. Who's to say? Okay, 7. So we go 10, 9, 4, 7. Alan Wake, again, played half an hour. Seems interesting, kind of creepy. Pretty creepy. But yeah, I do plan to play that again sometime. Who knows, 10 years from now. 99 Nights. I remember that's another thing, kind of like Enchanted Arms. I wanted that back in the day. There was something about the box art that I found very appealing. I'm really into box art, but for some I passed on it back in the day. But saw it at our store, at my store, and this time I didn't let it go. Again, I think it had like mediocre, average reviews, but I don't know, just didn't want to let that one go. Let that one pass again. Back to 4. And this is weird. Countdown from 10. That has 2 4s in it. All right. Never played any of these. I know. I can't believe I haven't played any of these poker games, but Crackdown. Haven't played that. I got a free. If you go on like Xbox Live Store, there's like some games that are full games that are free. One of the Crackdowns was free. It may have been the first one. So I do have a Crackdown. But I haven't tried it yet. Haven't played that. This one I had to look up because I didn't think there was ever an Indiana Jones for the 360, and it turns out I was right. This one ended up being the Spear of Kings, I believe it was called, and it was, I guess, supposed to come out for the 360 and PS3, but it didn't. It did come out for like the PS2, the Wii, and I think maybe like the PSP or something like that. So it's too bad because I don't know, maybe the game wasn't that good. But I remember the one on the Xbox, the Emperor's Tomb. That one I did remember enjoying that. So I do have this as part of the complete saga. I just again have not played much of it. And again, Double Agent is a game I have that I have not played much of. I've tried starting this game twice. I got a little further the second time, but yeah, the Double Agent, Conviction, and Blacklist I all still have to play through. And that's the thing is I ended up trying a little bit. I was going through a whole bunch of my collection just to at least try games I've had for a long time that I've never played, and I just wanted to at least beat the first stages or try 20 minutes, half an hour of it just to at least get some of my money's worth. And so I ended up trying Conviction and Blacklist. And honestly, those two seem more fun than this one does so far, but I want to kind of play them in order, so I got to start with Double Agent. 5, okay. 4 to 5, right, alright. Rainbow Six Vegas, I have beat that game, that one and number 2. And the only thing I remember from both games is the riot shield. And you could have a pistol and shoot around the shield, and it was so cheap, but it was super effective. And that is all I can really say about that game. I'm sure it was fine. It just, nothing special. Sonic, the notorious Sonic the Hedgehog 06. I have that. I bought it from the store I work at, and yeah, I've been playing through that. And yeah, that game is something else. It's really unfortunate though because the game wasn't as terrible as I was expecting it to be, but it's not good. It could have been a really solid entry into the Sonic series if it wasn't for the glitchiness and the controls. I don't know if they were rushed, but it's unfortunate that they didn't have the time or take the time to make the controls better and get rid of some of the glitchiness and stuff. Because it's yeah, the story is so far a little weird too. Like, who is this princess girl, and why is there this connection between the cartoon hedgehog and this human princess that looks somewhat realistic compared to him, at least? It's kind of weird. I like the cutscenes though; those look all right. Star Wars 2007. But yeah, this ended up being The Force Unleashed, which I thought was an awesome game. The second one, I remember not being. I was excited for it, but I remember not being as impressed with it. It felt more like just an expansion than a whole brand new game. But that's a game I'd like to play again. Ad for Gamefly. It's weird. Never did that. Unlimited game rentals delivered to your door. I just understand how that works. Probably why they don't exist anymore. But maybe the digital era also kind of killed it. But 4. All right. That is the third 4. 1, 2, 3. Okie dokie. Fable 2. Again, game I have played maybe 20 minutes, half an hour of it. I beat the first one. I have 2 and 3. I think I have 3. And I plan to get through them all. Who knows when, though. Brother in Arms, Hell's Highway. I believe I beat that game. I believe I own it. I do remember liking the first one a lot, though. Road to Hill 30. I thought that one was really good. That one stuck out to me. All the others, I don't know. I think there's... This one says a 360, but I thought there was 2 for the original Xbox, so I don't know if I have played that one. Too Human, that's another one that you can find free on the Xbox store, so I have it downloaded. I just still haven't played it. But I remember, I think that came out, that was, I don't know what the story with that was, but I remember many years ago, I thought I heard that it was going on free online or something like that, and I just found it just maybe a month ago. Phantasy Star Universe, never played that. The only Phantasy Star I've played so far is number 2 on the Sega Genesis Classics collection on the Xbox One. And I mean, I may have tried 3 and 4 as well, just to see what they were, but um, I played a little bit more of at least number 2, and it's kind of hard to figure out where to go or what to do. But it's a game I might need a little bit of a walkthrough at first, at least to get started, to see how the game works. But right now I'm playing more focused on Shining Force than Phantasy Star. Maybe after I beat Shining Force 1 and 2, then maybe I'll try to do the Phantasy Star games. 3, Bioshock. I was never big into, like, I mean, when that came out, I know there's a lot of hoopla around it. I tried it out, and I don't know, it just didn't hook me. But I do have the collection for Bioshock 1, 2, and Infinite on the Xbox One, so I do plan to give those a real playthrough sometime. Viva Pinata, yeah, that came with the rare replay, and I tested it out today. I saw it on the demo disc, and I was watching it, and see, I had no idea what this game was. I thought it was some sort of 3D platformer. All these years, I thought that's what that was. I've never really seen any footage of it. And I saw on the demo disc what it was like, and then so I played it a little bit myself before doing this recording. And yeah, it's like some sort of farming game. It's I don't know. It's not at all what I was expecting. But I mean, it's all right. I don't know if it's the kind of game. It's not really the type of game I play, but maybe at some point. It is relaxing though, very colorful. So they also had the sequel on there, so I'll probably try that out just to see what it's like. Mass Effect, such a great game. Look at this. The first one hasn't even come out yet. Release date to be determined. This was such a great game. It's just so cool being able to just explore galaxies and go to planets, and even if you're just searching for minerals and stuff, it was so much fun. That was, again, I think that was one one of the really only RPGs I've ever played through multiple times. And I don't know if I've played through it at least twice, but I may have done it 3 times. And 2 and 3 in Andromeda, I've played them all, and I like them all. But yeah, this one I think was the one that stood out to me the most. I haven't replayed the other two, but who has the time? Games we want on the 360. Assassin's Creed. Look at this. The first one hasn't even come out yet. And yes, it does, and many others come out for the 360. Crisis, I beat that game. It was okay, kind of average to me. I have 2 and 3 as well. I've started number 2. I can't remember how far I am. That does come out for the 360, as I mentioned earlier. As does, yeah, that does. I think that did. Yeah. Spore. I don't know if that actually ever did, but I mean, here's a, this is a bug from Spore. I mean, that looks really unappealing. Why would you want that? Especially if it falls in love with you. That's gross. Number 1, Gears of War. Okay, so they highlighted 10 games here. I don't understand how hard. I mean, but 3 of them they labeled number 4. I just don't. It's just, how hard is it to count from 1 to... Okay, you know what? The thing was, they were going from 10 to 1, so it might be a little trickier going backwards. But still, if you counted 1, 4, wouldn't you think that maybe you should use a different number? Like maybe one of the numbers you didn't use? Like 8? But whatever. Gears of War. Awesome series. Love the first game. You know, by the time maybe Gears of War 4 came out, I was kind of eh. I remember that one not leaving a great impression on me. I didn't think it was terrible. I just kind of whatever. And honestly, like the only games of the series, like that's the thing. Then I played Gears 5 because it was on Game Pass, and that kind of sucked me back in the series. I really liked that one. Yeah, the 2 that stick out to me are the first game and the 5th game. I don't really remember 2, 3, Judgment, or 4 all that much, but I do like the series. And it is something as well that I would love to replay through. And so here is your bonus game. Surprised there's not a number 4 beside it. Turok. Again, I've been tempted to buy it. It's at the store, but reading some reviews, it just seemed kind of average, but I don't know. I mean, this looks so much better than the one on the N64. Well, obviously the graphics are much better, but I decided to pass on it, but I don't know. If it's still there, I might pick it up. 5 hot new peripherals. The HD DVD player. Looks like you guys bet on the wrong horse. It's a bit bigger than we'd hoped, but Microsoft's USB connecting HD DVD player will let us watch movies in 720p. Not many movies. Xbox Live Vision. Microsoft's iToy killer. And it's like, never heard of the Xbox Live Vision. I barely have heard of the iToy. And that's the thing, I only found out about the iToy because, like I said, I went the Xbox route, so I didn't know much about PlayStation. But I guess this was for PlayStation 3. And it's like, how much did they really even use that it needed, that Microsoft needed to develop a killer for it? A customer brought this into the store a couple months ago, and I tested it out using, I think, one of the Forza games, and it was pretty fun. I liked it a lot. I was tempted to buy it myself, but I was just thinking it takes up a lot of space, and where would I put it? And I'm not really much of a racing guy. Like, pretty much either kart racers or Burnout is all I really play. So I was thinking, like, what games would I have to get with it? But some other lovely customer ended up buying it before I could make a decision, so I didn't have to at that point. Probably worked out for the best. And the main cover story, Halo 3. Like I said, I'm a huge Halo guy. Well, I mean, I was back in the day, you know. I still probably say it's my all-time favorite series, but I probably kind of cooled off on it in the last, I don't know, 10 years or so. The first one left such an impact on me that I still refer to it as my all-time favorite game series. And that's the thing. This game, I remember liking it. I don't remember a ton about it. Like the first game and the second game, I remember those especially the first one, the campaign. I remember that a lot better. But I do remember that instead of a final boss like they did in Halo 2, they went back to its roots with the warthog escaping an explosion at the end. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But yeah, I loved how they went back to the warthog thing, if they actually did, which I'm pretty sure they did. If we were making Halo 3, 10 features we'd love to see in the Master Chief's newest adventure. Co-op play on Xbox Live. I don't know if they actually did that. The return of the original Halo pistol. Yeah, because the second one was pretty weak. Definitely by comparison to the first one. Yeah, the other one also had scope, like a zoom. A playable controllable Pelican in multiplayer mode. Yeah, I don't think you ever get to control one of those in any game. I have wondered about that when I see sometimes in the game. When I'd see a Pelican, I would kind of wanted to fly it. An unlockable playable brute. Yeah, as far I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been keeping up much with the multiplayer and stuff over the last 10 years, like with 5 and Infinite and even Reach. You know, I think the last I don't know if I even played Halo 3 online. But as far as I know, you only play as Spartans, so I don't know if you ever got to play as any of the Covenant characters. Blood Gulch, classic stage. What shouldn't be in Halo 3? The Flood. Yeah, one of the main antagonists. Yeah, remove them. And it's true though. I mean, I would like to not play against the Flood. I do remember their intro in Halo, the first Halo, Stage 6, which I believe was called The Flood. It was kind of creepy at first. It's kind of cool because you're like, oh, you're discovering this creepy secret of the ring. But then as the game went on, it was kind of like, these aren't that fun to fight. You know, they're kind of annoying. Especially the library stage, man. The Covenant was so much more fun to fight. So yeah, but the thing is, they are such a key part of the first Halo story arc. So you kind of have to have them in there to some degree. But yeah, I would have preferred, if it would have been cool if they could find a way to keep them out as much as possible. I can't remember how much you fight the Flood in Halo 3, but Master Chief's face, yes, we do not want to see that. I never want to know what he looks like. It will ruin the mystique. Playable Arbiter, yeah, I don't want to, that's the thing, it says here, that the Master Chief is just too cool a dude to take a second chair to absolutely anyone else. And that's the thing, he is like the coolest video game character ever. So it's like, unless you're playing like Halo Reach or ODST, if you're playing a Halo game that has Master Chief in it, you should always be him. Never, he plays second fiddle to no one. Alright, so here's that comic that they, I think it said on the front that there was a sample of the Halo graphic novel, and here it is. I don't know if I've ever read the full version. I think I have. But we will not be reading it right here. Yeah, the Flood, more Flood. That's pretty cool artwork. I like that. That's the thing that's interesting with Halo, with Master Chief and Cortana. Such an odd relationship. It's almost like some sort of romance without the romantic part. You know, there's just this bond between them. I can't really think of any other characters in any type of fiction that have this kind of relationship. It just feels very unique to me. It's almost a love story, but it isn't at the same time. But again, I haven't played Halo Infinite, and I can't really remember what happened in Halo 4 and 5, so I got to replay those games too. Add that to my huge list of games I have to replay to remember what happened. Alright, so now we're at the review roundup. Or is the review roundup? I saw that on the demo, which is pretty cool. If you pop in the demo disc, you can go to the review roundup, and it'll show you like pages worth of reviews that they've done throughout the magazines. But I don't know what this section is. This what the section's called? Xbox Now. That's the review section. Get all of our reviews, scores now. Okay, I guess it is. Top score is a perfect 11 out of 11. That's kind of a weird number to. The unicorn will never happen. Never. And so we start off with NCAA Football 07. If you're into college football, it's got a 9. NFL head coach, 7.5. Not as good as actually playing football. Stacked with Daniel Negreanu. Yeah. 6.5. One of the cons here, laughably bad gaffes in Negrinu's poker advice. Like what? I want to know. What does he say? Crusty Demons. I would say I don't think this game came out, but there it is. It's been reviewed, so I guess it did. And one Streetball, another sports game. Man, a lot of sports games. Over the Hedge, based off a movie, so it's licensed, so not surprising it's only 5.5. Your reward for eating chips and pizza and breaking stuff. Yes. Con. Faux celeb voices. Oh, yeah, I guess they couldn't get the real. If you watch a lot of these animated 3D movies, they always, jam pack them with celebrity voices. But I guess they couldn't get them for the game. Animals beating up other animals. Kind of sick, really. Like, that's sick or that's sick? Which is it? Moto GP06, 8. Jaws Unleashed. That's the thing. I never heard of this game. A customer brought it into the store for the PlayStation 2. And I think I saw it somewhere else just like right after that. And then when I was looking through this magazine, there it is again. It's like, when it rains, it pours, Never heard of this thing. All of a sudden, seeing it 3 times in 3 different places. That kind of stuff happens to me a lot. Articulated victim damage equals one fat happy shark. Signature theme, lush environments, mini games, and collectible items. Mini games? As a shark? I'm assuming, are you the shark in this? Yeah. Cons. Too many bugs in this ocean. Did we miss the public outcry for a Jaws game? For a game from a series from like the 70s. Uno. 8. The Hustle, Detroit Streets. 4.5. That sounds pretty bad. Same with the Da Vinci Code. That's even worse. Let's see, what are the cons here? Lousy cutscene acting. Character swapping bug is only on Xbox. Boo. Why does the French cop ask, would you like it supersized during a fight? What? Whoa. Easy to see how bad gal Alexis Sinclair plans to get the upper hand on you, right? Coming. To the Xbox 360 are the Sin episodes eventually eventually. In a chat with Movie News website Ain't It Cool News developer blah blah blah. We're going to do a 360 version at some point in the future. We haven't finalized those plans yet, so I haven't really announced it yet, but we will be doing it. As an episodic first-person sequel to the 1998 shooter Sin episodes, is notable for its unabashed attempt to beat the usually peerless Lara Croft in the assets department. Yeah, I've never heard of that game before. Ganked. Your Wallet by Sony. So the PlayStation 3 console is coming at $600, and that's American, because I'm Canadian, so that's even a lot more. Outsold, the PlayStation 2 did the Xbox 360 in the month of April. So yeah, they say the real battle starts with the PlayStation 3, but the fact is that the older generation model is outselling the next gen models. That kind of sucks, but PlayStation 2 is the most sold system ever. It's got like over 100 million units sold, so I guess it's not that bad that it was outsold by an older system. What is this? Oh, okay, it's street paint. Everything looks flat and melty. A Pelican stand. Oh, so you can hold one game, your favorite game, or maybe the game you're playing, next to your 360. Let's see, Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth II. I had that for the computer and for the 360. But the version I bought, the disc was scratched. So for years I wasn't able to play it. But then when I started working where I work, they had a buffer, so I was able to finally buff the game, and it finally works. Still haven't played it, though. So here they're talking about the war between Sony and Microsoft, especially with the PlayStation 3 coming out the next year. But right here at the bottom, they're like, at press time, Nintendo hadn't announced an official price for the Wii, but the company did confirm that the system would cost no more than $250. I'm like, wow. Just when you see that the PlayStation 3 is going to be $500 to $600, and it's like, this is half or less, which actually, yeah, because that system ended up being like the only other system, I believe, to sell over 100 million units, and that price point might be a big reason why. All right, so that concludes the first read through of Well Read. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will watch whatever one I put out next. All right, bye.